It's your boy Breakdowns with Jay, and we're going to talk about some NFL news. And we're going to start it off with the Chicago Bears are going to be featured on this year's HBO Hard Knocks. This is going to be a very interesting series because I feel amid the Justin Fields departure and how messy that situation got with Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus being on the line with making Caleb Williams work because they built a really good roster. But if that piece in the quarterback is not right, then they're going to be both out the door, and Chicago's going to be looking for another quarterback. And I think with Caleb Williams, there's so much pressure. There's more pressure on him than I don't even remember the last quarterback who had this much pressure to succeed and succeed instantly. I've been seeing everywhere, and I've been one to say this as well. With the talent that they have, and if Justin Fields didn't get hurt this past season and missed, a few games with his hand injury, and they get into the postseason, because that's how everybody's viewing how the Bears of last season were. They got it going mid-season, but because Justin Fields went down with the hand injury, they didn't really get to make up, those games that he was out for, and they lost, and it came down to the wire. They lost against the Packers, a game they really needed to even have a fighting chance. But with that roster and knowing that that was that close to happening to go into the postseason after starting off horrendous, Caleb Williams has to go get it done. Because now you're looking at it's like Justin Fields wasn't bad. He just, the rookie clock, and then we just don't have time to wait with this talented roster, especially with having to give you probably a bigger bag. And now we go reset the rookie clock, go get Caleb Williams, USC. He's being hyped as the second coming of Patrick Mahomes. And I see similarities, but there's a lot of stuff that I also don't see from Patrick Mahomes that I do see in Caleb Williams that is not good. But we also got to remember Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes had turnover problems as well. Andy Reid doesn't get as much credit as he already does get now, but even more of how he's helped Patrick Mahomes lower his turnovers. I'm not going to say he was a turnover machine, but he was turning the ball over quite a bit. So having a good offensive mind is going to help. But I think Caleb Williams, because of how that roster is, how Justin Fields in that situation went, has to succeed in his first year and have some CJ Stroud type of year. He has to. And I hate doing that, to a quarterback just coming out. But when your team was on the cusp of the postseason this past season, the team's been built really well, steadily, every year since Ryan Poles took over a couple years ago. And then now this is the moment. And this is where I'm going to want to watch the people in the media and the fans, because you're in a weird position where, let's say you go 7-10 or have an average season, don't make the postseason, but it's decent. Are you excited? Because you've been hearing all over Nick Wright's saying, I wouldn't be shocked if they end up in the Super Bowl. You get multiple others calling Coward, talking about how they could well be in the playoffs. Like they could be first or second in their division. And it's kind of crazy how the Packers have been dismissed since the drafting of Caleb Williams, and that hype is amped up, because I think the Packers are in a way better position. I would say offensively. Defensively, I do believe the Bears have a better secondary. I mean, you have Jalen Johnson, you have Jaquan Brisker, you have Montez Sweat, Tremaine Edmonds. I mean, the list goes on of guys they have. TJ Edwards. And, the offense is no slouch either with DJ Moore, consistent 1,000-yard receiver in Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, and then don't forget Gerald Everett. Gerald Everett does the dirty work that a tight end is supposed to do, and I think the Bears are going to like that. The one guy for the Bears I would be a little hesitant about if I was a fan, and I know of him because he was the offensive coordinator in Seattle, Shane Waldron, and maybe him going with a better quarterback like outlook, in Caleb Williams, because he's way better and touted than, Geno. But when he was with Russ and Geno, he didn't particularly run the offense as well. You know what I mean? There was a lot of critiques of, well, there's not much consistency. What is it, a run first, pass first, and I feel Pete was probably infiltrating a lot of the planning, and maybe you can put that on, you know, Pete and not Shane Waldron. But I'll be curious to see that, because I'm not really all the way sold on Shane Waldron as a solidified offensive coordinator. He had success with Russ in, you know, a little bit, you know, with statistics and his yards and stuff, but it didn't take off like it was supposed to. Gino kind of the same as well. I mean, it was pretty average offenses he ran, but I think maybe with a more talented quarterback, maybe he can overcome all of that. But it's going to start with that, you know, and it's going to be interesting to watch. So let me know what you guys think about it. Do you guys feel the Bears are going to make the playoffs, or is it going to be a rough year for them? So let me know. It's your boy Breakdowns with Jay. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'm out.